and me. No word, just a pause between the noise. You didn't ask, but still I heard your voice. A silent call beneath the sound of light. And somehow I leaned in without a fight. You moved like a whisper with a flame, and I fell without knowing your name. It wasn't loud, but it echoed through my skin, like a promise made to break and start again. And maybe it's just something in the way you looked and stayed, but I'm different since that moment when unnamed. First touch, like the sound before the song, like the heat you never mentioned, but it's been there all along. First touch, like the air before the rain. I was silent, but your presence spoke my name. One breath and I saw the space between. Not too close, but enough to feel the seam. Your eyes held a story I could trace, a quiet war written softly on your face. I didn't fall, I just stopped the climb. I met you where the soul forgets the time. You didn't ask, but I gave without a word. That's the magic of the things we never heard. And maybe it's just something in the way you looked and stayed, but I'm different since that moment when unnamed. First touch, like the sound before the song, like the heat you never mentioned, but it's been there all along. First touch, like the air before the rain. I was silent, but your presence spoke my name. First touch. It's the kind of heat you don't need to fast. You come close, like you're checking for a pulse, not too quick, but enough to feel the jolt and not freeze. Just a second when you breathe, like your silence knows exactly what I need. You don't rush, and I don't ask for more. There's a rhythm in the pause before the floor. We could talk, but this moment speaks instead, and your glance paints a fire in my head, and I don't care if we never speak it loud, 'cause this slow fire never need a flame. It's a slow fire burning somewhere in the space. I don't touch you, but I swear I feel the trace. It's a slow fire, and it's dancing in my chest every second, pulls me deeper from the rest. I'm not trying to define what this could be. Some connections don't require certainty. If it's real, it'll rise when it should, and if not, we both still understood. We don't move like the world expects us to. We stay still but I'm spinning into you. There's no rush, but the rhythm doesn't lie. Slow and steady sets the sky on fire, and I don't care if we never speak it loud, 'cause this slow fire is a language not allowed. It's a slow fire burning somewhere in the space. I don't touch you, but I swear I feel the trace. It's a slow fire, and it's dancing in my chest. Every second pulls me deeper from the rest. Some things burn without a spark. Some stories start before the dark. It's a slow fire, and I don't wanna put it out. Let it simmer, let it flicker, let it shout. It's a slow fire in the way your silence sings. No permission, no decision, just this thing. You walked in like the sun forgot to warm me, with a smile that was barely trying to form me. Coffee steam, but the room got warmer still, 'cause the way you looked at me made time stand still. No rush, just a heartbeat in your glance. One look, and I almost missed my chance. We didn't talk, but something caught the beat. Now the whole day feels like a song on repeat. And I don't need a script or some clever line. You just looked, and somehow it rewrote mine. It was a morning glance, but it moved like melody, like a groove I didn't plan, but it settled into me. It was a morning glance with the rhythm of a dance. I was quiet, but you gave that look a chance. Could have been just another passing moment, but you lingered like a chorus in the open. We don't need to define what isn't said. Your smile played every note inside my head. I walked past, but you pulled me into swing. Didn't touch me, but I felt everything. Some connections don't need names or plans, just the echo of a glance when morning lands. No promises, no need to rewind, just the tempo of your glance keeping time. It was a morning glance, but it moved like melody, like a groove I didn't plan, but it settled into me. It was a morning glance with the rhythm of a dance. I was quiet, but you gave that look a chance. silence makes them room. Not a storm, just a whisper shaped in bloom. You don't speak, but your breathing sets the pace. And I follow not to chase, just to face. Every glance plants a seed I never planned. You don't touch, but I still can feel your hands. If this is love, it doesn't raise its voice. It just listens like the wind has made a choice. And I don't ask for more than lies, just the rhythm as it learns how it flies. Let it unfold like a rhythm that remembers. Let it take the time it needs like embers. Let it unfold. I don't need it all defined. If it's real, it will reveal in time. If you stay, don't explain, just be still in the frame. If you go, don't erase, I'll remember your place. I made the bed, folded all the clothes you wore, opened the blinds, swept the footprints from the floor. But the silence holds the shape of your goodbye, and your shadow doesn't need to try. The coffee brews, but it don't taste the same. Even light feels a little more tame. I play songs you used to move too slow, and somehow they still know. You said it's soft, but it echoed like a scream. And now you're gone, but you visit every dream. You're still in the room, in the air, in the pause, in the mirror, in the stillness that you cause. You're still in the room, though the doors open wide. I walk through it, but you're there every side. I burned your scent, but the walls still inhale. I wash the sheets, but my thoughts still do feel like I moved on, but the silence says you're never gone. I light a candle just to name what I can't hold. Time moves forward, but the moment still feels cold. I leave rooms just to breathe a little space, but your memory beats me to each place. I've changed the locks, but you never use a key. You live in sound, and now you live in me. You're still in the room, not in body but in sound, not in presence but in everything around. You're still in the room. I've stopped asking why. Now I breathe you without needing to try. You're still in the room. I don't rush, I let the rhythm set the tone. Every step got a groove of its own. People stare, but they don't really see what it takes to move like you're already free. Your heels click like I'm setting the agenda. No disguise, I don't ask for your remember. If I pass, you know I pass through. I don't knock, I walk like I always knew. So if you feel it when I pass, let your pulse just catch my path. I walk with a beat, not made in a lab. You can't copy the strut. It's a vibe, not a tab. I walk with a beat that don't wait to be told. When I pass, every story gets retold. Every glance got its own little echo, and I smile like I know where the day goes. Not too loud, but you'll hear me in the sway. I'm the reason why the groove don't fade away. You step left, but I slide to the center. I don't talk, my whole vibe is a sender. Don't need lights to know I own the scene. Just this walk and the rhythm in between. So if you feel it when I pass, let your pulse just catch my path. I walk with a beat, not made in a lab. You can't copy the strut. It's a vibe, not a tab. I walk with a beat that don't wait to be told. When I pass, every story gets retold. I walk with the beat. I walk with the beat. I walk with the beat. You don't speak, but the silence pulls pulls me near. Every glance writes a story I can hear. I don't need to be touched to feel the heat. You're the rhythm that my pulse wants to repeat. Your hands stay in the shadows of the light, but your breath fills the corners of the night. If I move, will the moment fall apart, or are we already in the spark? We're not speaking, but the air begins to curl like a match held too long in this world, close enough to burn without ever needing flame. We don't touch, but the tension says my name, close enough to burn in the space we never cross. You're the reason I forget what I lost. Light from learning how again, 'cause your stillness doesn't need to explain. You don't move, but the room begins to shift like a secret in the middle of a gift. I don't ask, but my body knows the tune. We're already dancing through the room, and I wonder if you feel it just the same. This whole night spelled out in no name, close enough to burn without ever needing flame. We don't touch, but the tension says my name, close enough to burn in the space we never cross. You're the reason I forget what I You fade without a sound. I look back just to find the air was still. Not a trace, just the echo of your will. No goodbye, no dramatic closing line. Just a moment left to float outside of time. You don't owe an apology or call, but it stings when the quiet says it all. I was there, but you were somewhere else, and I only noticed when I fell. I don't need a fire to feel the burn, just the silence and the way you don't return. You fade without a sound, like the end that never knew how to shout but still broke through. not there, but you echo in my mind. No regret, just the ache of something done. A goodbye that forgot to be one. I don't cry, but the mirror knows I could. I don't speak, but you're hurting every mood. I'm okay, but the shadow sometimes shows. And your silence says what no one knows. I don't chase a voice that doesn't stay, but I remember every word you didn't say. You fade without a sound, like the end that never knew how to shout but still broke through. You fade without a sound, but the silence hits like rain. I'm alone, but your absence knows my name. You fade without a sound. It wasn't dark, just a little less bright. Like the morning took its time to feel right. I didn't break, but I learned how to bend, and found myself just around the end. I walked alone, but the silence didn't sting. Took a breath and heard the small things sing. No big sign, no lightning in the sky. Just a moment where I felt my own light. It doesn't shout, it doesn't chase, but when it comes, you feel the space. Light comes back. When you stop looking for the spark, it rises slow, but it finds you in the dark. The light comes back, not because it had to try, because you stayed long enough to let it rise. I said goodbye, the things that weighed me down, and in that space I heard my own sound. It wasn't loud, just steady and clear, like a rhythm only I could hear. Somewhere there, between breath and next step, I forgave what I hadn't even met. Didn't know I was waiting to begin, but the light doesn't knock, it lets you in. It's not a fight, it's just a way to walk back into your own day. The light comes back. When you stop looking for the spark, it rises slow, but it finds you in the dark. The light comes back, not because it had to try, because you stayed long enough to let it rise. Comes back. Yeah, I should look away. You're not mine, and I know it's not the time, but the way you light the room, it feels like crime. Every move makes makes the silence hesitate, and I'm standing somewhere between risk and fate. I don't wanna play with fire, but you're glowing without trying. I can't look away, no matter how I try. Like a pool beneath my skin, you pass and I can't look away. When you move, I lose my breath. It's not right, but it feels like nothing's left. Every glance writes a line I can't erase. You don't speak, but you always own the space. I've been good, but you undo my calm like a song, with no words but all the charm. I'm not saying I believe in signs, but this tension knows the lines. I can't look away, no matter how I try. Like a pool beneath my skin, you pass and I can't look away. When you move, I lose my breath. It's not right, but it feels like nothing's left. It's not love, not a plan, not a reason, just a stare. They don't change with seasons, and if I could, I'd unsee it all. But every time I fall, I can't look away, no matter how I try. Like a movie in my mind, you shine the light. I can't look away, and I'm not even sure why. Maybe you're the goodbye I never tried. I can't look away. Don't need lights when the glow's in how I move. Don't need signs, I don't need to prove. Every step already says I'm here, and your doubt just disappears from the mirror. No rehearsals, I just show up in my skin. If you watch, you feel the rhythm from within. I don't pause to explain what I do. I just rise like the beat wants me to. I'm not loud, but I make the sound. When I show you, feel the ground. I own the room without raising my voice. Don't compete I was always here. You looked for me in the places I had outgrown, tried to find a version I had never known. But while you chased shadows on the floor, I was standing right beside the door. You asked the sky what I had in my hands. You searched the noise, but never understand. I didn't hide, I was breathing in the light, just not loud enough to match your fight. And I won't shrink to make you see. I didn't leave, I found me. I was always here, just beneath the sound. You looked around, but never looked down. I was always here, not behind, not ahead. You'll miss me 'cause I stopped being misled. I held my breath so you could learn your tone. I stepped back so I could stand alone. And now the space feels made for my voice, not an echo, just my choice. You won't find me in the old shapes you recall. I outgrew what you thought would make me small. And now I walk like every step's a spark.